Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived an orphan girl named Akua. She had lost her parents at a young age and was forced to live with her uncle and his wife, who treated her cruelly. They made her do all household chores, gave her little food and constantly belittled her. Despite the mistreatment, Akua remained kind and worked hard. She helped her uncle's wife with her trading business and learned the skills. One day, Akua was walking on a lonely path inside the market and she stumbled upon a small mysterious shop. The sign above the door read, "Curious and Wonders," and the windows were filled with a dazzling array of strange and exotic treasures. Akua felt an inexplicable pull to enter the shop and she pushed open the door. A bell above it rang out and the scent of old books and dust wafted out. As Akua stepped inside, the shopkeeper, an elderly man with spectacles and a kind smile, looked up from behind the counter. "Good morning, madam," he said, his voice warm and inviting. "Welcome to Curious and Wonders. I am Mr. Imagine." Akua's eyes widened as she scanned the shelves, taking in the array of peculiar items on display. There were vintage clockwork machine, rare seashells, and even a owl with glassy staring eyes. Mr. Imagine noticed her fascination and nodded. "I collected the unusual and the unknown," he said. "Things that spark the imagination and inspire the mind." Akua wandered deeper in the shop, running her finger over the intricate carving on an ancient wooden box. Suddenly, she heard a faint whispering in her ear. "Look closer, Akua. There's more to this place than meets the eyes." She spun around, but there was no one nearby. The whisper seemed to come from all around her, echoing off the shelf. Mr. Imagine's eyes twinkled knowingly and he beckoned her closer. Akua approached Mr. Imagine, her heart racing with curiosity. "What do you mean?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Mr. Imagine leaned in, his voice taking on a conspirational tone. "This shop is a nexus, a crossroad of sorts. It exists in multiple places at once and at different times." Akua's mind reeled as she tries to comprehend. "What do you mean different times?" Mr. Imagine smiled. "Come, I will show you." He led her to a door hidden behind a tapestry and produced a small ornate key. "This is the room of windows," he said, unlocking the door. Inside, Akua found herself surrounded by rows of glowing windows, each one showing a different scene: a medieval castle, a futuristic cityscape, an ancient marketplace, and so many other things. "Each window is a portal to another time and place," Mr. Imagine explained. "But be warned, Akua, once you step through, there's no guarantee you will return." Akua's heart skipped a beat. She felt the thrill of adventure calling, mixed with a dash of fear. She looked at Mr. Imagine, who nodded encouragingly. "Which window calls to you, Akua?" he asked. Akua's eyes wandered over the windows, but her mind was elsewhere. She thought of her life outside the shop, the cruelty of Madame Udo, who had taken her in after her parents' death, but treated her like a servant, the endless chores, the constant belittling. Mr. Imagine's voice brought her back. "Choose a window, Akua. Choose a new life." Akua's gaze landed on a window showing a grand opulent room. She saw herself standing in it, surrounded by fine furnishing and lavish decorations. Without hesitation, she stepped through the window. When she opened her eyes, Akua found herself in a magnificent mansion, surrounded by wealth and luxury. A kind-faced woman, who introduced herself as Mrs. Jenny, took Akua under her wing. She taught her etiquette, educated her, and showered her with love and kindness. Years passed, and Akua grew into an intelligent, confident, and beautiful young woman. She invested wisely, built businesses, and became one of the wealthiest individuals in the land. One day, Akua returned to her village, eager to confront those who had mistreated her. But as she entered the village, she was met with a surprise. The villagers who had once scorned her now looked up to her with admiration and respect. Madame Udo, now frail and elderly, approached Akua with tears in her eyes. "Forgive me, dear Akua," she said. "I was blind to your worth. You have become the very embodiment of success and grace." Akua smiled, her heart full of compassion. "I forgive you, madam, but I will not forget the lesson I learned in your household. I will use my wealth and influence to help those in need and to ensure that no child suffers as I did." Akua used her wealth to build an orphanage where she provided a loving home for many children like herself. The villagers celebrated her success and she became a legend in her own time. And with that, Akua became a beloved patron of the village, revered for her generosity and kindness. She never forgot Mr. Imagine and the magical window that had changed her life forever. As Akua's philanthropic effort transformed the village, she began to notice a peculiar phenomenon. People who had once treated her poorly now seemed to be experiencing strange, unfortunate events. Madam Udo's shop got burnt despite her best effort. The village baker who had once refused to give Akua's bread now found his oven malfunctioning daily. At first, Akua thought it mere coincidence, but as the event continued, she realized that something more mysterious was at play. It was as if the universe itself was balancing the scales, punishing those who had wronged her. One day, Mr. Imagine appeared in Akua's mansion, his eyes twinkling with knowing. "The windows are not just portals to new lives," he said. "They also hold the power to reshape destiny. You, Akua, have become a catalyst for change." Akua was taken aback. "But what about forgiveness?" she asked. "I thought I had forgiven those who wronged me." Mr. Imagine smiled. "Forgiveness is not always a one-time act, Akua. Sometimes it requires ongoing effort. The universe, however, demands balance. You have been given a rare gift, the chance to reshape the world around you." Akua pondered this, weighing her desire for justice against her commitment to compassion. As she did, the strange occurrences in the village ceased, and a new era of peace and prosperity began. Years later, Akua's legend had grown, and people spoke of her as her guardian angel, a champion of the downtrodden. And though she never forgot the magical window that had changed her life, she knew that the true power lay not in the windows, but in the choices she made every day. Thank you and subscribe to this channel. See you next time. Bye.